hello, and welcome to another One Piece manga chapter read along for 1150. I am reading it on the Shonen Jump app. It is very convenient, very cheap, considering everything that you get access to. I am also reading Ruri Dragon at the moment. I'm on chapter 33, which is pretty much caught up, so I'm gonna probably start something new soon. Um, and I'm also reading Ichi the Witch, and I've read up to chapter 35. So I'm just telling you what else that I'm reading. I'm thinking of reading this one, Goku Ra Kugai. That looks pretty cool. My friend Panya is reading it, but I still haven't decided. So anyway, for today, for this video, I will be reacting to chapter 1150 live. In the live chat, we have Modru and Walid, Zero LA, Habeba, Espada, Booty, who else is here? Cell, Doji, Terrence, Nathan, and Bernard is here. Welcome, everyone. The chapter starts with the cover story, Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 34. Enma Shrine in Hakumai. Yasue's sword is enshrined and the pilgrimage is complete. Complete? I actually have to just again emphasize how much potential for filler they have with stories like this. I would watch this whole thing as its own show, honestly. Especially if with Ulti being there. Or, even just like, I don't know, I think they can really do a couple of episodes at least covering this kind of stuff. But the chapter is called DOMI REVERSI. So the first thing that comes to mind with Domi is like dominate, and reversi is like reverse. Dominate, reverse. And I feel like the only one being dominated last time was Gunko. It seemed like Imu basically took over, or what's the word? When a ghost takes over your body, what's that called? Or anyway, maybe it gets reversed. Maybe Gunko fights back or possessed. There we go. Domi Reversi. Anyway, we'll find out soon enough. So the first page starts with the giants running towards the children. Oh, thank goodness they're safe. Mister from the bar, my daddy fell down into the underworld. Oh, shame. I remember that because he saw the future of his Colin getting stabbed through the neck and he basically gave up and then he fell. What? Yasan did? It was that lady. Watch out for her. And then the kids are obviously crying for their mothers, their fathers, but at least they're safe. She's floating? The poor kids must have been so scared. Come on, let's... And then... Who gets... They still have the thorns in them? What? What was that? What was that? And I think Imu says, silence! Sorry, bad joke. Imu very intimidatingly says, silence. Oh. They are foaming at the mouth. And the kids look more asleep, but it's like a similar kind of... Maybe they just got knocked out by the Conqueror's Haki. That's what this black stuff means, right? Whoa! Hey, snap out of it! Okay, so a lot of the, I guess, less strong characters are passing out and foaming. And what's happening here? The king. He looks so like he suddenly got aware. I mean, I don't know what Emu is doing, but making a pentagon, summoning something. Is this the best thy sleep tids can do, killing him? All resistance must be quashed. Huh? I'm struggling a bit to follow the flow here in this pages, but I think I don't know what I think. Who? What the? I don't understand. Who did that pentagram in the sky? Okay, anyway, let's just keep reading for now. The nightmare holes remain open. Oh, not so, Great One. The nightmare holes remain open. They continue to spawn monsters from every nightmare found on the island. These creatures are from dreams with no concept of death. They can be revived at any time on my command. Oh, that's still Gunko? Okay. Lead the line of whelp, Somers. Right away, as you command. What? He's still alive? Of course he's still alive. Is that the same woman up in the air? She seems different from before. Yeah, she does. Where's Luffy's group? Well, Luffy and Zoro and Sanji aren't here. Hydrogen's bunch as well. It's just our luck that they'd all be down in the underworld far below. Robin, what are you doing? I have to help. I can't just sit here captured and do nothing. And she's like struggling against the thorns. And then in the corner, in the very tiny corner here, something seems to be happening to the library. The question now is with whom we will parley, using these whelps as bait. Absolutely right, O Great One. It makes no sense. A kingdom without a king? Stupid Gaban. My body's in agony. Dory, the blue ogre. Brogy, the red ogre. I charge thee with dominance over this land. Thou wilt be kings. Are you with the Holy Knights? You're the one who's driven Elbaf to madness. But wait, the voice box changed. Go on ahead, Dory. Join him, boys. Sure thing, Captain. Take care of yourself, Brogy. Now give back the children. How many of you are there? Understand this, Brogy. Thou wilt meet with Beardheel Jarul. Thou. Oh my god, I can't say thou. That's not thou. Thou wilt meet with Beardheel Jarul, cut off his head and hold it aloft. Then announce to thy people that we are the kings of Elbaf. Oh, fuck. Never! This is our country. You can't tell us what to do. And then a gun comes out of this book, this demon book. But It will not be for nothing. Oh, I give thee the power of evil, meaning the same power that they have against his will? You can do that? The captain's arm! What happened? I don't believe it. She took off his mighty arm. She'll pay dearly for this. Oh, the funky looking text boxes is Emu speaking telepathically to the knights. I was a bit confused because I thought all of Emu's text boxes would look otherworldly because it's Emu speaking. But I guess it was just a telepathic voice, okay? What does it mean to give the power of evil? I don't believe it. She took off his mighty arm. She'll pay dearly. In exchange for some measure of thy lifespan. Oh God. This is some big mama mia shit. Because, you know, Big Mom's power is life or death, right? So it's taking lifespan. This seems similar, but more like an incantation, a spell, rather than a devil fruit power. In exchange for some measure of your lifespan, thou wilt receive an undying body and uncanny strength. Under fealty to Mu, thou art unbound by common sense and logic. Demons are the only proper form for life to take. Diabolical covenant. Did she say demons? What's she doing to him? Oh no, no! Brokey, no. Did she say demons? I'm sinking! DOMI REVERSI. Fuck. You know what this is giving me? This is giving me Fire Force vibes, but also a little bit of Zenless Zone Zero vibes. Especially the part where she says, you know how much is being revealed in this? Demons are the only proper form for life to take. Whoa! Captain! Wait, stop! So he's being literally flipped. That is very Fire Forcey. He turned into a demon! He's huge! What happened to you, Captain Brogy? He looks terrifying. Is he a real demon now? Give back the captain we know. The real Captain Brogy has never once tried to attack his own crew. He's got a warrior's What's happening there? There. It feels like, did he just like chop someone in? It looks like I feel all powerful. Nothing can stop me now. No, she got Captain Dory too? Come along, boys. It's time to kill Jarul. No, stop. You have to wake up. If you actually do that, our country is doomed. Help us stop them, captains. Oh, but everyone's turning. Whoa, if it's this quick and easy to turn people, what the hell? Was it because they were standing between the two of them? It can't be. Keep your distance. Not bad. So this is the power of Elbaf. It will not be destroyed, but preserved and ruled over. Perhaps it is time to stay and watch, to see how useful they will be in war. If it's this easy to turn people over to your side, what do you even need to war for? Please, Chief Jarul, you must flee. Something's wrong with Captain Dorian Brogy. Run for your wife. For your life. Not your wife. Run for your wife. He doesn't have a wife. He wishes he had. Sorry, I wanted to read Run for Your Life and Never Tell a Warrior. So my mind went life and warrior, the last two words of each sentence, and it went wife. Anyway, never tell a warrior to run from battle. And it looks like he got some clarity or something at some point. There's got to be some rules here we don't know about. Yeah, this seems wild. Run from your wife. No, never run from your wife. Never. That's what I said. This is crazy. This is almost... I mean, I guess once Emu showed up, I should have expected things to go from 0 to 100. It wasn't at 0. But I guess this is what you should expect after Emu entered the chat. But yeah, if they can do this, why do they need anyone? It's not even... People were turning like this, giants. It felt like seconds. What do they need anyone for? What if your wife has a knife and she wants to take your life? Okay, then maybe you should run. Booty says, my bet is that a powerful hockey can fight the transformation at least. The giants are strong, but we never see them using much hockey or any at all. I guess so. Do you know the board game Reversi? They flipped over kind of like the pieces in the game. Plus, everyone between Dorian and Brogy also getting turned is a move from the game too. Oh. Maybe it's the devil fruit. You know, like when Barto goes, buddy, buddy. He has to make the hand signs. It helps, right? And Robin crosses her arms and whatever helps you to... Maybe... Because she said, DOMI REVERSI. The literal devil. You're fighting against the literal devil. And this book. What is this book? I'm curious what happened here. Okay, so can we just go back to the start really quick, right? The first page. The children arrive and people see Emu floating. Then this guy gets stabbed by the children. I don't know if that was... You see that part. I'm a little bit confused who stabbed him there in the corner. So even the little girl says, what was that? And then Emu says, silence. Everyone then, it seems like some kind of conqueror's hockey went out very far. And everyone got knocked out. Even some people with Dorian Brogy. But look at the king, Jarul. It's like he looks suddenly so awake, you know? Oh yeah, the thorns. That's what I thought. But the little girl said, what was that? So I was confused because we've seen the thorn stab people, but it's being so vague here. It almost looks like it's something else. But I guess this was their first time, because the kids have been asleep up to now. So, okay, so let's establish it was the thorns. Thank you. But then the Jarul, he, as everyone's passing out from this hockey or whatever, Jarul looks more focused than ever, more awake than I've seen him at all up to now. And then I'm not sure what happens here. This part here. Emu in the sky makes some kind of pentagram and points it at people, and it goes da doom. And I think it's just a weapon. Okay, so because then in this visual there's explosions going on here and people screaming. So Emu just probably, whoever didn't pass out ended up getting exploded or something by a demon pentagram cannon. Tell me if I'm understanding that wrong. And it says, all resistance must be quashed. Is this the best thy sleeptids can do? But then Killingham defends his monsters. Lead the line of whelps, Somers. Right, anyway, as you command. So then he gets up. But our group has been captured, and it's a little bit difficult to see something like, Robin struggling to break free, and my king, Jinbei, unable to do anything. But I understand it, but it's still tough to see, right? I see Emu was picking out the trident because it didn't have that before. But I still think something happened here in the corner, but I guess, I don't know, that's just chaos. Okay, so the trident, the wings, the tail, everything. Robin then wants to help, so she's struggling against the thorns. And Emu says, telepathically again, the question now is with whom we will parlay using these whelps as bait. But why do they need to parlay with anyone? That's my question after seeing this level of power, It makes no sense. A kingdom without a king. And then they still say stupid Gabon. Gabon is the king they were... Gabon? No, Gabon was the guy that hurt him. All right. So, but he's fine. He's just struggling to heal himself as fast. So that's when Dori and Brogy show up, and the Brogy grabs Emu. Dori runs ahead, and Emu summons this book. And never, this is our country, you can't tell us what to do. But then with a demon gun, announce to the people, we are the kings of Elbaf. It will not be for nothing. I give thee the power of evil. So this is some kind of ritual. You have to be shot or something with this demon gun. And then, because, as someone explained with the game, Brogy was turned, Dori was turned, and so all the pieces in between turned as well. That is insane. Kaido, who collected Gifter Army right now, looks so stupid. Why? I think everything looks so weak compared to this. Like, no one can stand against this. No wonder you almost want to say, no wonder people give up. No wonder it's almost like real life where there's so much injustice going on all around the world. We feel so powerless against something like this, you know? I think they were hurt. Maybe the blood allowed them to turn them into demons. Maybe. Okay, but I'm recapping here. I'm reading it for a second time, honestly, because it feels like a lot to wrap my head around. So she shoots his arm off. In exchange for some measure of thy lifespan, thou will receive. So that's how Emu has become undying, immortal, is by taking lifespan from many people. But in return, he gets an undying body and uncanny strength. Under fealty to Mu, thou art unbound by common sense and logic. That is very interesting, because it's like, isn't that what society today seems to be missing? Logic, common sense. Demons are the only proper form for life to take. Diabolical covenant. He starts sinking, and then she says, DOMI REVERSI. Kurun. I think kurun. Am I reading that sound effect correctly? It looks like it says swoop in English, but I think in Japanese it says kurun, which is from Star Rail. I know that kururin, or it means to turn or something, right? Ohayo. Watashi wa anata no. What? Watashi wa anata no reaction suki desu. I think you're saying you like my reactions? Arigato. Emu is the isekai girl who meet the truck and got reborn. Since she stabbed Brogy with a knife before shooting, the ritual may need them to be hurt first. She did? Stab him first? I just see him grabbing her and then her summoning the book. Oh, I see. There's a tiny little... Maybe you have to draw blood first. Yeah. Oh. Stabs him, shoots him. I didn't even... My eyes were only drawn to the demon gun being summoned and shot, and then his hand. Because, like, honestly, that takes all my attention. So then, Kurun, he turns around. Wait, stop. That is honestly kind of traumatizing. And then when he gets up again, it's like dark Brogy. Demon Brogy, literally. The real Captain Brogy has never once tried to attack his own crew. This part is honestly wild to me, because it looks like, you see the letters. It goes, ah! But at the same time, it looks like he whacked off someone's head and it's flying there. Like the letters and the because this seems... Have you guys seen in I think it was in Hunter x Hunter, when really crazy shit was being drawn, there was a lot of like scribbles to make it look more erratic and traumatizing. Is Domini Reversi the official translation? Because it means turn to the Lord or go back to the Lord in Latin? I don't know. We'd have to ask Panya. DOMI REVERSI. Oh, Domini Versi means to go turn to the Lord. So maybe DOMI REVERSI. I don't know. I don't know any Latin. I don't know the real translations. So Riversi. So it's probably a play on Domini Versi, then becoming Domi Reversi. If you got cut in half, your head can scream independently from your body for at least a few seconds, I'm sure. But it just looks, I'm not saying that's what's happening. It just looks to me like the words are turning into, like, it just, you see, like, look at that swoop, look at that. It goes around there, like, as if it's that being, I don't know, but it seems very creative. Oh, sorry, I can't pronounce Latin. And yes, we've already discussed the board game. If you were here 5 minutes ago. I feel all powerful, nothing can stop me now. And then we don't see it happen, but suddenly she also got Dori. So between Dori and Brogy, the same thing happens to the people, they sink. Everyone, just like the game here, everyone between Dori and Brogy also get turned. So there has to be, since it might be a devil fruit link to the game, a devil fruit link to, I don't know what the rules are, but there do seem to be rules. So we need to take note of that. Was it because they were standing between the two of them? It can't be. Keep your distance. Not bad. So this is the power of Elbaf. It will not be destroyed, but preserved and ruled over. Wow. Honestly, up to now, I thought Gunko had short hair, but suddenly it's like her hair looks so long. Perhaps it is time to stay and watch, to see how useful they will be in war. I'm just thinking, if they've got this on their side, what do we have? I mean, we have Nika, but Nika seems to be the opposite of this. You know, Nika is light and laughter and joy, and this seems to be everything that is not that. Never tell a warrior to run from battle. That's a crazy, crazy, crazy chapter. I don't think I've ever read a chapter twice like that instantly because I need to figure things out. Go back to chapter 1122. There's a hint from the author. Okay. 1122. 1122. Okay. Which page? Yeah, I also thought about that, Bob. There is a character from Impel Down that looks like Gunko looks now, yeah. But I don't think in color it will look so similar. You may want to take a peek at Discord too for comments. I will. Imagine that Emu will buff Akainu and the Marines for the final war. Please no. I don't want that. Please. Okay, wait. There's too many things now. I need to check out 66. Sorry. 633 cover story, the Discord comments, and chapter 1122. But which page? Why are you sending all your messages twice? Is that like a glitch? I can see your messages, but they're difficult to make sense of. So I'm on page 1122 now, but I don't know which page to be looking at, and I don't want to read the whole chapter right now to look for a clue. So let me just read my Discord servers. Tiago probably left a review of the chapter. Okay, 1150. Tiago says, originally I speculated that Emu's devil fruit was probably something like a Zoan, Abe no Seimei, or Zoan Solomon fruit, because of that star circle. So in the same vein that Sengoku has a Buddha devil fruit. Oh, and Nika. Like, that's what I was saying. If they have this, Nika seems to be the polar opposite. But Sengoku's Buddha devil fruit is also a good, yeah. Now with the tail trident and the devil fruit power transferring to Gunko by possession, it feels like Emu just straight up has an Akuma no Mi, or Satan, whichever tickles Oda's fancy. I think Satan is like the king of demons, so it would be some kind of mythical king of demons. So if I Google king of demons, it says in demonology and various mythologies, king of demons often refers to Asmodeus, a figure depicted, malevolent figure. What does it look like? What is its powers? Well, there's the demon wings. He's one of the kings of hell under Lucifer the Emperor. But still, it's under Lucifer. So maybe she is just Lucifer no Mi. I don't know. Let me continue reading the message. And forcing the power on Brogy and Dory seems straight up unfair. It's another level from brainwashing. Also, might as well be my imagination. But do the devil converted giants seem sort of like how the ancient giants were like? As in warmongering with horns. So what if the giants from back then were always being controlled and then they lost control of them because Nika freed them? So what if giant culture was never so horrifying, but they were just always being controlled? On chapter 1122, on the last page, read Luffy's words, okay? Luffy? Do you mean Joy Boy? Is Emo using Gunko's body, but I mean they are already interacting directly with Emu. It seems that they will face Emu before Blackbeard. I don't think this is gonna be the big face-off right now. This is just our introduction to what we're gonna face someday, what we need to be ready for. So anyway, the last pages of chapter 1122 says, and when your life is in danger or someone else is in danger whom you want to protect, that is when the time is right. Go ahead and untie the knot. This is Emmett stuff. That's right. I'll save you all the way from the past, just like I always do. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't see how this is relevant. Luffy isn't even here. Are you sure you have the right number? Because 1122 doesn't seem relevant. I'm going to focus on people that make sense right now, because that's just, otherwise it's just a waste of time. They look bigger when they turn into demons. There's also got to be something special about Gunko that makes her an ideal vessel. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. I think Emu is a woman, or was a woman. And so she just prefers to take over a woman's body. I don't know. Emu felt that Joy Boy Wi-Fi Haki. Where? How? Where? I feel like it's not just the last page, but maybe the last few pages. So, meaning, let's go from page 8. Deep down I knew that you couldn't still be alive. This is Emmett speaking. Sorry that I couldn't make you king. You look so much like him that it brings back the warm feelings I had. I'm sorry, Joy Boy. So what's your name? I'm Monkey D. Luffy, the man who will be king of the pirates. Luffy, hey, thank you for letting me hear that old familiar rhythm. Don't die, okay? I won't let you die. And then the Haki gets released. The knot gets untied. And then the Haki makes everyone pass out. And it makes their demon forms, the worm and the pig, their form disappears, and then they disappear and they go back to where they were. And then Emu is screaming, I guess, oh great Emu. Joy Boy. So is that the part? That's not on the last page. That's page 12 to 14. But I still don't know how that's relevant to today's chapter. Remember that Gunko is the only holy knight shown to not be a world noble. Do you mean in the introduction? In her introduction. Which chapter was she introduced in, so we can go check? The title says the newest chapter. So meaning, if you go to Shonen Jump app and you read the newest chapter, you can read along. The newest chapter is the newest chapter. Gunko is the only one not called a saint. So then there must be something special about her then. Why her? And how is that linked to Brooke? Dun 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 dun. Oh, that reminds me. Let me quickly read a comment from last week's video. There's 2 comments. Someone said Gunko could be Yorkie's daughter, Brooke's old captain. They both have the same wavy hairstyle. And then someone else said, that would make sense. Yorkie's full name is Calico Yorkie. Gunko has heterochromia, a trait of calico cats. Both wear calico masks on their face. There's too many similarities. And I replied thinking like, last week I said, nah, that doesn't seem, no. And it's always the thing that I think is least likely. Boom. It's always what you least expect. So that was one thing that I found really cool, because I didn't see those kinds of similarities, obviously. I'm not that detail oriented. But then also on last week's live stream, someone left a very long comment, so I kind of want to read that. Oops. So this is last week's video. Someone left a really long comment, this one, about the chapter. So this was from last week's chapter. The possessed giant should give Loki a great way to show his powers and fighting style. I'm excited for that. Yeah, at this point, I just need Luffy to show up because I'm losing hope, man. I'm losing hope. Anyhow, about the chapter, a couple of things to note, as you may have realized already, commented by the Buzz. So I haven't read this, but I thought it might be fun to read it live. Number 1, the Gorosei and the Holy Knights are aware of Imu's existence. Believe it or not, some One Piece fans were not sure if the Holy Knights were aware of Imu's existence. The exception may be some of the Holy Knights who were recruited later on, rather than those who were born by birthright as celestial dragons. Shamrock, Killingham, and Somers are likely born as celestial dragons. Okay. Protecting the library is a big concern. It would be bad if Oda decides to delete some of the library's history for the sake of plot, considering that those books' knowledge is vital to the story of One Piece. There are thousands of books in there. If some of the books gets lost, I don't think that it will impact the story much. Because there's just so much. So, like, we could never cover all the books in there, all the information. So I don't think it would. But anyway. Chopper going after Scopper Gaban is a nice touch. It's interesting, though, that Chopper is the one taking the big initiative. That was surprising to me, too. Robin and Jinbei need to team up and save the library, since Sol and Ange can't do anything about it right now. With Killingham being there, shooting his arrows with his crossbow, Jinbei is trying to figure out how to damage the Holy Knights, but he has to hurry since the library is burning. Like I said already, I understand why Robin is the most motivated to do something right now, but it does feel a little bit frustrating when you think, like, just like Robin says, I don't want to just sit here captured. I feel that too, because I know they can't do much, but it's frustrating to see even Jinbei barely be able to fight back. Number 5, Imu's possession on Gunko. I suspect that since Killingham mentioned the Abyss mark in chapter 1140 for traveling or transporting purposes, but there may be more hidden abilities to the Abyss mark, such as granting temporary invincibility, which could be why it's difficult to hurt them unless one individual has great haki like Gaban. Especially since Sommer still seems to be alive but can't regenerate right now. How annoying, since this ability is crazy in itself. Imu deciding to show how a god rules can only mean that he will show more of his nastiness in Elbaf. Wow, we saw that today. He will show more of his nastiness as the monster trio fight him, even though Imu is probably nerfed right now for plot purposes, since he or she is using Gunko's body, so it's not physically there. I don't think that's nerfed for plot purposes, but I get what you're saying. Imu deciding Gunko is not recognizing Brook and vice versa. There's no surprise considering the years that have passed. This is speculation on my part, but I don't think Brook is the biological father. I think we were very clear on that last week. Once you think about it, it seems very unlikely. Brook may have raised her and spent time with her as a friend, and eventually adopted her, but we'll see. We already discussed that enough last week. Note, Brook is currently 90 years old officially in the current timeline in Elbaf. Brook became a pirate for the first time in his life at the age of 38 and joined the Rumbar Pirates. This means that Brook and Gunko met before Brook turned 38. Because, yeah, Brook was telling a little girl about his dream to become a pirate. This also means that Gunko, by year of birth, is quite old now in present time. Yet strangely, looks like she is in her early 20s, but that must be due to this power. Obviously, demon power could prevent aging. Garling was a young holy knight in God Valley, but an old man now as Gorosei in the present timeline. But he wasn't Gorosei. He maybe didn't have that power granted to him yet. How did Gunko join the Holy... Why is Gunko so young? And how did the Gunko join the Holy Knights? And why Gunko? Is she special from a noble family in the lower world of nobles, or a special race, perhaps? We have seen a lot about special races, and especially when it comes to Sanji, there's still some unresolved things there that I'm very curious about. And to me, that is one of my favorite things, because I remember the first time I saw Sanji's foot catch fire. I remember starting to theorize about it, and then people shut me down like, no, don't look in, don't overthink it. It's just a symbolic fire. It doesn't seem to be the case later. Did Gunko pass away in the past, and Imu resuscitated her body for personal use? Many fans speculate that Imu can suppress memories of someone Imu possesses, for example, due to the Abyss mark every Holy Knight possesses. But that still doesn't explain why Gunko. Unless Imu's abilities prevent aging, since Imu is the one that grants the Gorosei and Holy Knights with additional abilities if necessary. Well, I mean, remember someone mentioned immortality, and that someone has achieved it? I even feel like didn't Law mention something like that at some point as well? Truth Hurts says Imu is overrated. That feels like such a poor attempt at trolling. Do better. Law can make someone immortal with his devil fruit. I remember that, but I feel like there was more to the discussion on immortality. Maybe Cobra mentioned it. Ah, Ivankov. Yeah, there was a conversation between Ivankov, Dragon, and Sabo. If they know that Law's fruit can give immortality, it means that it's been used before. Wow. There's a lot. There's so much we don't know. Like, I can't believe that the story has been going on for 20 years and I feel like it just started at the same time. Like, with the amount of questions that I have, you know? But what I really like about One Piece is that it's been going on for such a long time, but we've gotten various stories, but it all is building towards one, end. But I mean, it explores so many different characters and so many different, but it's all leading very nicely towards one. It doesn't feel too all over the place. I think I really appreciate that, because with a story as long as this, I think it can easily it can lose its way. Like, let's get back to the main point. But I never feel that with One Piece. I feel like even if, no matter where we are, it feels like it's all pointed in the same direction and leading to the same place. So I'm pretty sure Law is the eternal youth surgery. So basically immortal in the sense that you can't die from old age, but not sure if they're truly immortal. Well, no one's truly immortal. There's got to be, I mean, if you think about immortality in any show or movie, or there's always a cure or a stop or a something you could do to end. But immortal in some sense of living a very, very long time. So obviously. But okay, today's chapter was a little bit tough, but very fittingly overwhelming considering who we're dealing with. So I like how it gives us 100 more questions, 100 more things to think about, and yeah. But I'll end the video here and then probably just play some games for a bit. I don't know how long I'll keep streaming. Oh wait, Dio said, or Emu is a devil, not using a devil fruit. Maybe the devil of the fruit. So like the original cause. I only believe in God Usopp and Satan Brook. It's funny, this is what Bob said. It's funny that Emu uses a book, like a grimoire in Black Clover, but instead of magic or sword, he pulls out a huge shotgun. I really love the chapter. A lot to unravel, but I kind of want for us to start the comeback. Yeah, I need Luffy. I need Luffy. I need hope. I need something, you know? Victory says this chapter will do better in a binge. Well, I think it was great. Don't get me wrong. It's just a lot to wrap your head around, so. Ohio. We need Luffy and Loki. Yes! Okay. Thank you guys for reading along with me. I'm going to play some games now, and I'll upload this read along to my manga channel, but the live will also stay up. But for those of you that, just want the manga reaction, as usual, just stick to the manga channel here. Anime-chan Sanban. Sanban meaning my third channel. Okay. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye.